Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw.
So, hello there, and welcome to today's smaller video where I'm gonna tell you guys about my personal experience and all of the bullshit that I had to deal with when it comes to print on demand for over multiple years by now, and how the space of basically making small artist merch is legitimately dying, even though one of those companies are trying to set themselves as the artist-friendly option. But from my experience, they have a long way to go. Not to mention all of the absolute inconsistencies and tomfoolery that goes on all of the sites. So, without further ado, let's actually start from the beginning. And I will assume that you know everything about print on demand, but if you don't, here's the TLDR. You give your design to a website, the website will handle everything from the production to shipping and even payment and all of that, and you will end up getting a cut depending on how many people buy your print. It's not as profitable as making your own, but it's also hassle-free, and it's the easiest way to make your own merch as a small artist. So now you know the deal, let me tell you how these companies can absolutely fucking shaft you. Starting with the big red flag that is Redbubble. Nowadays people know them for the big red flag they are, but before, in the past, when I was using them, there was barely any controversy and they were the most recommended print on demand for artists. But still, I somehow got shafted anyways in the old days. And believe it or not, it all started with my very first fucking post on Redbubble. And that's being this small chibi artwork of the BMW M8. And I made this almost 5 years ago. And as soon as I posted it, 2 days later, it immediately got copyright struck and removed from my store by both BMW and Mini Cooper for whatever fucking reason, just because I used the word mini in the title. Now, if you have a keen eye, you can probably tell exactly what ended up caused my artwork to get taken down. However, you cannot blame me for thinking that it would be fine because of the absolute clusterfuck of copyrighted materials and actual trademarked logos that are being posted by random motherfuckers in Redbubble, some of which are still up to this fucking day, yet they can sell with no problem. But if I make an original artwork that just happened to have a single copyrighted material, I'm fucked. Oh, also the fact that a lot of artworks are actually stolen and being sold on Redbubble. So after learning all of that, I have decided to stop doing anything that would land me in copyright trouble, including even doing fan art, just to make sure. However, I should have known that there was a red flag as soon as Mini Cooper jumped in, because Redbubble apparently don't know what the fuck to do when it comes to actual copyright claims, because the very next fucking thing that I made was this. Those are small and cute little chibi drawings that I made of my own OC, and her name is Julia. Do you see any problems? No, obviously. But do you know who did? Redbubble. And apparently Redbubble took it down on the behalf of Alfa Romeo for violating their copyright. But obviously the name Julia, even with a G, is non-copyrightable. It's a fucking name. It's just an Italian name. It's like the equivalent of trying to copyright the name Muhammad. Like, do you know how fucking stupid you must be to pull this shit off? So it doesn't make any fucking sense. And I actually appealed it and it got immediately squashed. So it was a straight up bullshit claim that came out of fucking nowhere for no reason, without even Alfa Romeo's notice, surprisingly enough, until I ended up like trying to get in contact with them. Yeah, it was kind of a nothing burger, both my end and Alfa Romeo's end. So Redbubble is clearly not understanding what the fuck they're doing. And believe it or not, but this tomfoolery have been slowly carrying on, but I also ended up slowly slowing down, so I didn't fully feel it until I decided to come back after like few months of a hiatus with multiple artworks that were arguably better than the ones before it. And unfortunately only one of them ended up actually picking up steam. One of them got fucking blocked, the third one got shadow banned, and most importantly, the biggest one ended up being taken down because I ended up getting in the fucking crossfire between Bungie and a motherfucker who somehow got access to their actual copyright holders. So it was an absolute clusterfuck, and Redbubble only made it worse. So I legitimately said, fuck them, fuck this shit, I'm out. Okay, I know I said that this video will be a smaller video than my normal content, so I'm gonna try and slow down on the edits because I don't want this video to take 3 months to make. So after the 3 years of bullshit experience that I had from Redbubble, I thought it would be a better idea to go with a different site, a better place than the absolute slopfest that is Redbubble. So I ended up looking for the next best thing and I ended up landing on Teespring. Now, this is the funny part. This ended up being the actual shortest time because Teespring straight up blocked me. Not because I violated a copyright, not because I violated the TOS, but because I ended up dumping all of the work that I have done. I obviously ended up fixing it to make sure that it's copyright compliant and, you know, copyright free and all of that. But Teespring literally said, "Nuh-uh, fuck off," and then just blocked me. And I'm like, well, shit. So I basically said, again, fuck this shit, I'm out. I will wait, I will try and build a community first before I will try and make, you know, merch. Because that's also like one of the main things that I ended up learning is that you need to build a community. So, you know, you'll have people who will buy your stuff. So I decided to wait, experimented with branding and stuff, as well as like trying to figure out my internet persona and my art persona. So you can say that I was on a self-discovering journey, so to speak. And thankfully, I am doing an okay job trying to create a community, so to speak, with my art and stuff. To the point that I even started to get a lot of fan art, which, again, thanks a lot, like from the bottom of my heart. I love seeing all of your amazing art. So now I basically have worked on the side to earn the right to have my own merch, and obviously to foster a good and nice community around my art and my work. And then I ended up discovering TEEZR. And I discovered them a while back, way before they actually officially opened. And I immediately got interested in what they're doing because, like, finally, print on demand for artists, as well as even like implementing some actual commission features, which would be really refreshing because I really don't trust most commission site, and I almost always do it by myself directly by DM. So having your own market also be the exact same place that people can commission you from is actually really nice, and it will be easier for you to keep up with your work and the merch at the same time. So I said that this is the one. So I waited for the official release. It came, I immediately applied within the first 2 days, and then I waited. And so I thought that, okay, since the application process would probably take somewhere along the lines of 1 to 2 weeks, why don't I make special exclusive art just for TEEZR so I can start with a bang? And so I ended up working on these 3 artwork, and I finished them, again, in secrecy because I wanted to keep them special and exclusive for TEEZR. But the second problem hits, and that's the fact that I still haven't gotten an answer. It's been 2 weeks. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I ended up needing to email them, and apparently I got ghosted. And why do I think that? Well, because I got this email that looks like came right out of fucking ChatGPT. And as if this email wasn't bad enough, it actually didn't address my actual questions that I asked them for to make sure that the process is going well. Like, are they checking the right platform that I have? Because I clearly have platforms that I'm not as active on, and I want them to, you know, see the active stuff that I'm actually doing. But no, they addressed none of that, and they gave me the most cookie cutter basic bitch answer, and with a small confirmation that they will start with my verification process next week. But again, it took them an entire fucking month. So I've been sitting there with my work for like 2 fucking months straight. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna DM them directly on their actual Instagram account. And I only then got an actual confirmation, and it was a denial because I wasn't active enough, which is clearly out of fucking touch because the one email that I sent them a month ago was literally about this issue, and yet they clearly didn't read the shit, because if they read it, they would have fucking known that yes, I am not that active on Insta, but I'm clearly more active on literally any other fucking platform other than TikTok, but still. So it's one thing to ghost me for 2 fucking months, it's another thing to actually not check what I have sent and only verify one platform, and it's another thing on top of this dumb fucking foolery to give a bullshit reason that you could have literally told me 3 to 6 weeks ago. I am not mad because I got rejected. I am mad because of two reasons. First, the actual reason for the rejection is pure bullshit, and I'll tell you why. But also the second reason is they could have told me earlier. But again, going back to the first reason, they apparently almost always, at least 95% from what I've checked, 95% of the time they only review Instagram accounts and Instagram artists. But believe it or not, there are some artists that are only available on certain platforms. I am technically one of them because most of my art is on Twitter, not on Insta. Why? Because Insta is objectively the worst fucking platform for artists. It's objectively bad because it actually promotes slop and AI bullshit over literally anything else, including photography and, you guessed it, art. So the fact that they are prioritizing the absolute worst platform when it comes to sharing art is just beyond me. Also, did we forget about the fact that Instagram is actually one of the only sites that is still constantly and actively using their post and artwork that anyone would post to train their own fucking AI? The one thing that you're trying to avoid, TEEZR. But somehow, the thing that pisses me off even further is the fact that they actually, unironically, approved multiple accounts that are clearly way less active than I am, and or accounts that were literally either made like yesterday and immediately got approved, or accounts that they've been dormant for multiple years and they've been only being used for like the last 6 months and with barely any post to their name, and they get approved, while I'm here been posting ever since 2019, technically 2017 because I lost my account due to fucking Facebook of all things. So I've been posting longer than most people, and yet I happen to be the one that isn't active. Okay, I paused this segment for a second because I wanted to double check, and I kid you fucking not, one of their latest stories is promoting an account of someone who got accepted, and I kid you fucking not, they have barely 7 posts on their account. Their actual Instagram account was made all the way back in 2019, yet their first post is actually on 2024, and they only post 1 per 3 months. Motherfucker, this bitch got accepted and I'm still like, what the fuck? This is why I'm actually angry. The fact that TEEZR have the absolute audacity to ask their applicant, and like anyone who wants to apply to TEEZR, to be extremely consistent, yet they are not consistent in their own fucking job. And to be honest, this actually genuinely makes me sad, because I was thinking of making this video a long time ago, but I was thinking that maybe in the end of the video I will talk about TEEZR and about how good they are, and how I ended up finally finding the place where you can buy my merch, and then I plug my merch and all of that happy and dandy stuff. But now I can't, because I feel that I am also obligated to tell you how dogshit the situation was to try and apply for TEEZR, and all of the absolute clusterfuck and the obvious inconsistency and straight up incompetent or negligent that they have. So I just had to end on this sour note, to be honest, and it just makes me feel bad, honestly, because I really want to make more videos that have happy endings, for fuck's sake. But I guess it is what it is. But I would actually love to hear your experience about it, so please tell me in the comment if you actually got approved for TEEZR, if their products are actually good quality, because I'm hearing a lot of good things about the actual quality of both the print and the shirts, so I would love to actually hear more about that. But yeah, I guess I have to do my own merch if that keeps happening. Anyways, in the meantime, take care.